Hey, what's up, everybody? So I was just wrapping it up for the night, doing some work, and I was on Twitter, and I saw a tweet from Residents of Evil on Twitter. If y'all haven't followed them, y'all need to go follow them. They are incredible if you're a Resident Evil fan. Shooting has wrapped, principal photography has wrapped on the Resident Evil reboot movie, directed by Johan Roberts. This is interesting to say the least, right? This is very interesting to say the least. Before we get into it, though, I just want to let you all know at the end of this video, I will be making an announcement on the big giveaway that we're doing on January 1st. Start 2021 off right. We're doing a big giveaway, and you're all invited to take part in it. But without further ado, let's get into the main thing you're here for, and that is this Resident Evil reboot that we're talking about. So I've had a lot of you all in the comments and hit me up on Twitter and talking about how this is going to go down. The casting, all that kind of stuff. All I'll say about the casting, first off, is I think it's pretty good. The guy they cast as Leon, I don't know. I haven't seen screenshots of him as Leon yet. I'm gonna say that Robbie Amell. I think that's a hell of a casting choice for Chris Redfield. Him and Jill, I think, are gonna be who the movie centers around, right? But you've also got Claire. Her actress looks great. Like, she looks the part. She looks like Claire Redfield, and it's incredible what they've done. But I haven't seen Leon, that actor, as Leon yet, so I don't know. But a lot of you all have been asking me about the casting and about how I think they're gonna make the story for 1 and 2 fit in one movie, right? So if you speedrun Resident Evil 2, you can finish it one scenario in like a couple of hours, right? So in the movie, you're not going to have all the boss fights. You're not going to have all the running back and forth and doing all the puzzles and stuff. That would be cool. I want to see at least some of them, right? I want to see the boss fights, but you're not going to see them traveling down every alley and finding the keys for every door and all this other kind of stuff. I want to see some of the puzzles. I want to see all of the boss fights. The sewer mutant, all the William Birkin stuff, all of his mutations and transformation. I want to see all of that stuff, right? Give me all that great sci-fi horror. I want all of it. So I think you can tell the Leon Claire side in about an hour, 15, hour and 20 minutes, probably. If you get right into it. Like, Resident Evil 2 gets right into it. There's not a lot of build-up. Resident Evil 1, that's going to need some build-up. That's the half that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the Resident Evil 2 half. I'm worried about the Resident Evil 1 half. Because there's a lot of story. There's a lot of characters there. There's a lot of stuff that goes down. Right? So I think if this movie clocks in around 2.5 hours, they've got a fighting chance of getting it done right. I think if it's 2 hours, there's no way. I think if there's 2 hours, it's going to feel rushed and jumbled, right? But we'll see. I hope it's 2.5 hours. I almost feel like it has to be 2.5 hours, right? What do you all think? Let me know what you all think about that. I feel like this has to be at least 2.5 hours to 2 hours and 45 minutes if you're going to fuse the two stories together. You can do it. Like, if you give an hour and a half to Resident Evil 1 and you give an hour, 15, hour and 20 minutes to Resident Evil 2, which they won't, I hope there's a director's cut. I'll say that right off the bat. I hope there's a big director's cut, but I don't know if there will be. I think the cast looks pretty good, and like I said, I'm not familiar with Leon's actor. I will say right off the bat, he doesn't look anything like him. He doesn't look anything like Leon. That being said, the rest of the actors look pretty good, and Chris and Jill, not Jill. Jill's pretty close, right? But Chris and Claire look great. If I was looking at an actor to play Chris Redfield, I think Robbie Amell's in your top 5, but picking him, I don't think you can go wrong. I think he's going to do a good job. But with the story stuff, I think they're going to eliminate a lot of the puzzles and a lot of the going back and forth through the mansion. You're just going to get a lot of the character dialogue and story stuff, and then fighting some of the monsters in Resident Evil 1. But the problem with Resident Evil 1 is we need to see all the different sections. Now, I don't think we're going to see like the cabins, right? The shacks out back right before you go down into the actual Umbrella Laboratories and all that kind of stuff. I think somehow it's going to go right from the mansion, maybe a little segue into some other area, because I think we've seen evidence of some of the areas, like some of the outdoor areas from Resident Evil 1 remake that are in there. But I think it's going to right from there to the Umbrella Lab somehow, right? But we'll see. I think it's got an outside chance of being really good, but I'm reserving caution. I know, like, everybody is split, like, on those movies and the games. Like, I think I'm one of these people who I love the story and the aesthetic and everything of the games, right? All of them. Like, Resident Evil 1 through 4. Those games are classics. Like, they're just like, they defined a genre. They're great stories, great storytelling, great horror, and everything you could want in a game and a story like that. After that, they fall off a little bit, but 1 through 4 are just amazing. Resident Evil 1, the remake of Resident Evil 1, is still one of my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite Resident Evil of all time. The GameCube Resident Evil remake. That game's story and the characters and the music and the mood is just right. All you have to do, all Johan Roberts has to do, right, is play Resident Evil 1 remake, beginning to end, a couple of times. That's all he had to do. So, okay, this is what the movie needs to feel like. This is what the movie needs to breathe like. You know, I'm not a fan that they're doing 1 and 2 together. That's the hand we're dealt. We have no say in it. That's what they decided to do. I think it's not very smart. I think you would have gotten 2 ticket sales from me. You know, I would have bought 2 tickets. One to see the first one, one to see the second one. You could expound on the characters more. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I really don't. I feel like the studio probably told them, you get one movie. You get one movie. We're going to give you one movie. And I think that's why they made the decision to do that. Because if you're doing Resident Evil, you really, really want to do Raccoon City. You really, really want to do, you know, Resident Evil 2. But, because that's a lot of people's favorite game of all time. Like, before I played the remake of Resident Evil 1, I played, you know, Resident Evil 2 was one of my favorite games ever. And it still is, but remake takes it for me. Resident Evil 1 remake takes it for me. But they probably told him you get one movie. And that's what they're doing, is the one movie. And they feel like they got to knock it out of the park, so I feel like they're trying to do too much. A lot of y'all have asked for my opinion. This is my opinion. They're trying to do too much. I hope it's great. I hope it's fantastic. I'm reserving judgment. I did not like the Resident Evil Paul W.S. Anderson movies. I didn't like them. The first one was okay. The first one was just okay, right? It was just okay. There was a mansion and there was a lab. And then that was it. That was it. There was a mansion and there was a lab. And that was it. That was as much Resident Evil as you got. You know what I mean? An Umbrella. There was a mansion, there was a lab, there was Umbrella. These people who are Resident Evil fans, who liked the movies, I guess you can like the movie if you don't look at it as Resident Evil, right? It had some of the monsters and stuff in it, but you find a mutated liquor at the end. I mean, the whole thing was silly to me. I don't like the movies. The first one's just okay, and that's the best one. The rest of them, I mean, Nemesis in the second movie looked like a melted Ninja Turtle outfit that had been sitting out in the sun too long. You could even see the part in the back of his head, the actor, where he puts the thing on. They didn't even seal it up, you know? That was kind of silly. But anyway, I'm hoping for the best. They've wrapped, and that's a wrap. They're going to do post-production now. They're going to do effects. They're going to do all this other kind of stuff. We might be seeing this movie this summer. I don't know if there's a release date yet. I have not seen a release date for this yet. But we could be seeing this summer or this fall. Take your time with it. Do those pickups. Do the pickups, right? Make it look as good as you possibly can. Really edit this thing into something great. And then show it to us this fall. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. So real quick, I want to talk about the giveaway that we're doing here on the channel. It's for anybody who supports me and follows me in any of the 3 major ways: YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon. So here's the deal. If you support me here on YouTube, if you are a frequent commenter and you're subscribed to the channel, throw some likes around and all that kind of stuff, you get an entry. If you're a subscriber to me on Twitch and you're frequently in the comment section and you're commenting on stuff and you participate in conversation, I'm writing these names down. You get an entry. If you're a Patreon subscriber of mine, even at the $1 level, you get an entry. So if you're all three of those things, you get 3 entries. You get 1 entry for every one of those things I just talked about. All those criteria. So January 1st, I think that's, what is that? Friday? I think that's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. We're going to do the drawing Friday afternoon. We're going to get 2021 started off right with a great giveaway. So I've got this copy of the PS1 Final Fantasy Anthology. That's Final Fantasy 5 and 6. It is 5 with the book, everything in the original jewel case. Final Fantasy 6, one of the greatest games ever made, Final Fantasy 6. And then the soundtrack that came in it. So it's complete. It's got everything in it. It is opened. One of the YouTube subscriber on YouTube sent this to me for Christmas with a Super Nintendo Final Fantasy 3 map that I needed to complete my game. Shout out to Ace Pilot Rick Hunter for that. That was who sent that to me. So appreciate you, brother. But I've already got this, and he sent it to me anyway. So I'm gonna give back to you all. So we're gonna do this giveaway. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do that drawing probably 3 p.m. I'll do a live stream here on YouTube probably. We're gonna do it at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're gonna get 2021 kicked off right. Every month here on the channel, I want to do like some cool giveaway, like whether it's like, you know, a game or a collectible or something. You know, I just want to do something to give back to you all, to interact with you all, to do something fun. So that's the giveaway. That's the criteria, and that's the item we're giving away. And we're gonna do it Friday, January 1st. So thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel. I've got a big influx of subscribers lately. We might go over 3,000 somewhere around the end of January, which is awesome. I can't thank you all enough. It's very humbling. When I started doing this, I just wanted to do a channel where I just talk to people who are like me, that like the things I like, you know, and it's ballooned into this thing. I'm still a very small channel, but I thank all of you for the support. It means everything to me and my wife and my kid, you know. He comes down here and watches me shoot videos and stuff sometimes, and he has a good time with that. But thank you all. I'm going to hop off here. You all keep rocking. Have a great night. Be safe out there. Be good to each other, and I will see you all in the next video.